welcome to our show. Well, we're headed into spring soon, and here in New England, as in many parts of the country and beyond, we're happy for that. We had a mild winter with not a lot of snow yet, but I do adapt a kind of yogic view with regard to the weather here, accepting what comes without getting too emotionally involved. Not sure that's happening everywhere, especially the day before the storm at the grocery store. When we get a big nor'easter, too, we know that it's going to be hard work. What with all that shoveling and all, but also going to be fun when we get the sleds out. Adriana, what do you like best about winter?
I think what I like best is that it's kind of a time of hibernation. You know, we become homebodies and we really stay home a lot, and that can bring on some good times with the family and spending time with my kids. But I am anxious for it to be over. I think we're ready.
I love that answer because it's true. It can be kind of cozy and warm when you're inside with the family. Well, with regard to the pros and cons of winter, we just need to apply that same philosophy to our daily lives. Like the idea of accepting our path as our own. So not going over the past mistakes or anticipating future troubles and staying in the present moment. Like that moment when you were whizzing down that hill as a kid on your favorite sled. There's that notion, too, of keeping a level of calm in the face of discontent. After all, being blissfully happy all the time is a great goal, but let's face it, it's not where most of us are at right now. So I also have a co-host these days, which I love. Her name is Ryan Farrell. She's also known as Rai Rai, and she is the queen of rhyme all the time. But today she's away, so my daughter Adriana Moniz is here to co-host the show with me. Thanks, Adriana, and welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
You came on the show once before, Adriana. It was quite a while ago, and I'm so happy you are back, especially as we're here to honor your little brother. He's an amazing guy.
He sure is. I'm really excited to be here to get to support him and see him work behind the scenes. So it's a perfect time for me to be here.
It's awesome. So even if we're not in that perfect place, we still do yearn for peace and a sense of self, for authenticity in our lives. When I think of an authentic person in my life, I right away think of my son, Mark. It would be impossible to say enough good things about him. I may be somewhat biased, but then again, I've met so many different people in my life, and I've met few that are as good-hearted and with as good intentions as this guy. Yeah, that's my son, Mark Mancuso. He is the director of this show with the help of his mentor and sidekick, Liz Harkins, our producer.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Liz. So we like to bring Mark out in front of the camera every once in a while, and we are now coming up on 4 years of production of Marshashana Yoga, something Mark and I are proud of. He works hard. We know that neither one of us are perfect in our roles, but we diligently continue to grow and learn as we attempt to bring the wonderful light of yoga to the local community and the world beyond. Thanks, Internet. Adriana, before I get to your brother, tell the audience a little bit about yourself and what you do with your, with your boys and with your career.
So I live in Milford. I have 2 children, Hendrix and Caspian, and with my husband, Michael, we homeschool. We love Milford. We love living here. I own my own company. It's called Ivy & Webb, and it's a creative agency, and we handle social media marketing and design for small businesses.
Right, great, Adriana. Thanks for letting the audience hear about that. Well, back to Mark. He just turned 21, and so we had a big party. He is in the vocational program at Milford High School until he turns 22. He has done many jobs during his time there, such as working on a farm once a week, sorting eyeglasses for the Lions Club, scanning documents for Natick Labs. Yes, he is an employee of the U.S. government, helping at Meals on Wheels, among numerous others. But at the first of this year, he moved to a new program called Project Search. He goes to the school and then directly to Milford Hospital, where he is doing an internship. He started about a month ago and has done a housekeeping rotation and will start in dietary next week. His father and I went to the progress meeting after Mark was there 1 week, and the reviews were astounding. Mark is doing a wonderful job. They have prepared a PowerPoint presentation to show us. Mark has a uniform shirt and looks very professional. He starts the day by getting his walkie-talkie, and then he stocks a dozen closets, all with different requirements. If a wheelchair or gurney is needed, they radio Mark, and he finds them around the hospital and then brings them to the area designated. He knows his way all around these buildings that comprise Milford Hospital these days. That's more than I can say. I get lost in there. And I remember when it was a tiny little place. Wow, it's turned into a huge complex. Adriana, have you been up there lately?
I have, and it's actually really beautiful.
It
It's
really
impressive.
is.
It looks more like a hotel than a hospital.
It's huge. It's so
gorgeous.
much bigger.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mark also takes the cardboard to the recycling bins outside. He's cheerful and positive always, says his teacher, Miss Santangelo, and his supervisor and coworkers. I thought I would burst with pride for him. Okay, enough bragging. As I brag, though, he works behind the camera. So let me bring him out here now.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
Doing good, how are you?
Very good. Mark, can you explain to the audience what you do before and after the show?
What I do, I come here and I do the lights, I do cameras, I set them up.
You set everything up. And
Yeah.
what do you do during the show?
I get ready. I'm usually out there, so what I do is I sit right before like this, and I look what each camera what I want to take. So say if I take 1 or 2, I'll hit 1. Now it's still on me for like maybe a few minutes. Then I hit 2, and just so it's still the same thing I'm doing for 1.
That's awesome. So you help direct where the cameras are going to go?
Yes, I do.
Very cool.
And I tell the guys like, oh, do that, and they do it.
That's awesome. So Mark, what do you like to do in your spare time?
I do it playing a lot.
You play a lot?
It's just I'm busy now with work, and plus I'll be holding down 2 jobs, but I'm doing 1 job at a time.
Yeah.
I will be working at Big Y grocery store in Milford, Mass. I'll be doing that.
Yeah. And you like to play music, right?
I do, you know I do.
Do you still do yoga with Mom?
Yes, me and Mom been doing yoga for a long time now, and seeing it's big, and I can't believe we're up to like,
Yeah.
We do it on
A lot.
Wednesday mornings before school.
oh yeah, come up. Well, we do it we started doing Wednesday mornings, just us.
Yep.
In the morning when I wake up, and it's awesome. And yeah, and I
And you
love
enjoy the yoga?
it. I do, and it's fun. She's good at it.
She is. I agree. Do you enjoy your vocational program at school?
Yes, I'm loving that. You don't have to call it school because I'm working now. What I do is, I do miss school a lot. I miss doing the farm. A little bit of art classes, not a lot. I love school too, because I did to make popcorn and sell syrup and everything and gum.
You make the popcorn?
Yes, most of the time I do. Most of the time I'm doing the money stuff. You know, like that. So that's easier. And I'm loving it.
Awesome. Very cool.
Well, Mark will be playing his instrument during the end of the show during Sravasana, so
Yes, I
we're
will
looking
be.
forward to that. Thanks,
Yeah.
Mark, and you can go on back behind the camera and do your job there.
Yeah.
Thank you. It really is a great program for Mark, and I love this town because it's good to the disabled community, to seniors, and has lots of stuff to enjoy. Speaking of local community, my dear friend and student Carla Cataldo gave me a ticket to the Beatles tribute band playing at a fundraiser this past weekend for HEMA, an organization that involves the disabled population. I had a good time. Right before the end of the first half, the band told everyone to stand up. This worked so well because everyone was immediately up on their feet, and many were dancing that probably wouldn't have, including me, since I was there alone. And then they played Twist and Shout. Come on, Adriana, you just sit there. So I get up, did a little twisting, love to twist. Of course I love to twist. It's just slightly before my era, more belonged to my older sister Sheila. But I learned from her and her generation, so it was awesome to get up and twist this last week. What about twist and be quiet? That might be better fit in the practice of yoga than shouting. Well, in yoga, twists do have a special place. These postures involve rotating the shoulder girdle. That consists of that set of bones that connects to the arm on either side. It's made up of the clavicle, the collarbone, the scapula, the shoulder blades, and the coracoid, a bone that is part of the shoulder assembly. The girdle in the twist positions is revolved to face the opposite direction relative to the hips. Depending on which twist you're doing, it will be targeting either the lower, middle, or upper back. And each of those areas have special benefits to your health. So you ask, what are the benefits of these twist things? Well, if you have digestive issues, then twists could help you. When we're twisting, we are basically compressing the organs used in digestions, in fact, causing a lack of circulation. And when the twist is released, though, there will be a fresh flow of blood to the organs. And blood brings with it nutrients and brand new oxygen. As we do this twisting action and increase the blood flow to the digestive organs, they are better able to do their job.
And that act of bringing fresh blood in helps to clean up the cells from any accumulated waste. It detoxifies the cells. Impurities that may be stuck in the digestive tract can also be moved through the compression that happens with the twisting postures.
How else can these twists help? Well, there are muscles and tissues around the spine that can become tight and stiff over time. By involving the twisting postures in our yoga routine, we can increase our range of motion, and it can solve some pain issues as well. And sometimes that pain is related to our posture. Slouching while driving or sitting for long periods of time with the lack of support, or allowing the shoulders to round forward. Many of us do these things, but in yoga we attempt to correct these as well. Remember our discussions about svadhyaya, self-study, where we observe and correct and change some of these bad habits. When I was driving, I used to sit with my left leg splayed out and resting on the door. I was experiencing hip pain on the left side. And after observing, I did notice this was something that I did. So I began to just correct that. And although it took a while to stop that habit, I no longer do it. And I no longer have that particular pain in my hip.
And if you're stressed out, twisting asanas.
Start over.
Yeah. And if you're stressed out, twisting asanas are great postures to help with stress or anxiety. The twists open up the back and the shoulders and the chest. I gotta start over again, huh?
Go ahead. She has to start over, Liz. Can you
gotta go back
up?
it up. This one's a lot tougher. There
Right
we go.
there.
Perfect. There. And if you're stressed out, twisting asanas are great postures to help with stress or anxiety. The twists open up the back and the shoulders and the chest, discharge tension in the body, and this all helps with reducing anxiety and increasing good mental stuff. In addition, there are many toxins within the body from all of our plastics, cleaners, etc. in our environment. Since we are squeezing our internal organs, the action is like that of a sponge, ridding the body of some toxins. Also, it's believed that we hold deep-seated emotions deep within our muscles, and these can also be released through these twisting movements.
And we're not only bringing invigoration to the organs, nerves, and muscles, but we are also getting rid of fatigue and bringing in energy. Because of this, I think it's beneficial to bring some twisting to every practice. It's important to do that movement efficiently, effectively, and most importantly, safely. The lumbar spine, or lower back, does not twist. It flexes forward and backwards. So when we are doing a twisting posture, we engage the core, and then we twist at the thoracic spine and at the back of the rib cage, and at the cervical spine, the back of the neck. Okay, Adriana, let's move to the mats and twist. bringing the attention to the rise and fall. Allow the eyes to either soften or to close, just releasing any tension around the eyes. You notice the inhalation and the exhalation. In yoga, we have this idea of balance, of ease and effort, balance between them. In Shavasana, we rest here in ease. So in yoga, we also have the idea of ahimsa, non-violence. So we try to be kind to ourselves when we're in our postures, trying to not judge ourselves too much, to be kind to ourselves, to our bodies. As we rest here, allow your concern. Just noticing the inhalation and the exhalation. We become witness. We develop a witness consciousness, this way of observing ourselves, observing the breath that we're doing, observing the way our we begin to notice. Become mindful. We do all of this via the breath. Let's just begin to deepen the breath. So we'll do a 3-part breath. We're going to breathe into the belly first, and then the rib cage, and all the way to the top of the collarbone. And then we pause for a few seconds, and then releasing the back, top of the back, and then the ribs. Again, filling the abdomen, expanding the rib cage laterally, and lifting the chest. All in a nice fluid movement, and we pause, and then we release the chest, the belly. Again, let's take a big deep breath all the way from the bottom, all the way up to the top, pausing, and just letting go of the back. Returning to the normal flow of your breath. So we know that the way in which we breathe can either sustain us or enrich us. Most people are shallow breathers. So in yoga, we really attempt to fill all of the body with oxygen. So let's bring our arms by the ears as we extend the body long. Toes are centered and upwards. And then exhale the arms down by the sides. Bring your feet up to the floor one at a time. And just press down with the lower back as you do that pelvic tilt. And then releasing. And again, pressing down with the back. And releasing. And we'll just take the pillow out for a moment and just set that aside and come down to a flat back. As long as your neck and spine are in a straight line. If your neck is like this, then you do need to support with the pillow. Let's bring the knees up and bring your hands with your fingers pointing towards your feet. And as you inhale, let the arms go long. And as you exhale, draw them back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. And then let that come forward and just gently rock side to side, just noticing how that feels across the lower back. We just encourage that mind-body to come back to the middle, and then come to the side and begin a rotation. So inhale around and then exhale back. Inhale around the front. Exhale back. Knees are hip distance. Inhale around the front. Exhale back. And then go to the other side and again begin to inhale around. Exhale back. Round. And back. And back in as we just squeeze those internal organs. And then bringing the feet to the floor one at a time. Once again, extend your arms and legs. Stretch the body. Now point your feet. And just let that stretch a bit across the tops of the feet. Bring the toes towards the ceiling. Bring the arms down by your sides. Bring your feet up to the floor again. And then draw the knees in and cross the ankles and let the legs be a little long. And bring your hands to the sides of your thighs. And then gently rock a little side to side. And come back to center and gently, just a little bit, rock a little bit. And then uncross the feet and let the feet be up towards the ceiling for a moment and point and flex them. And then make some circles and the other. So just warming up the ankles. And then let the feet come further up so the soles are at the ceiling. Bring the hands through to the middle and then bring them around to the outside and face the soles towards each other. And let them be 3 or 4 inches apart. And gently rock a little. And then back to the center. Bring the feet down to the floor one at a time and extend your arms. Exhale down. Bring the feet back up. And let's bring our feet about hip distance apart. And as we press down with the feet and the small of the back, we're going to let the legs go to the right and turn the head to the left. You can bring your arm to a slight T or a T and just getting that twisting action, taking a breath. Inhale up to center. Again, press down with the feet in the lower back and let the legs go left and let the head. Walk the feet as wide as your mat apart now. And press down again with your feet a little and with the small of the back and let the legs go right and let the head turn left. And you'll notice you'll get a little more of an opening in the front of the hips. Come back up to center. Let the legs go left. And then coming back up. Once more, extend your arms and legs. And exhale down. And now if you have a belt, take a hold of a belt. I actually have a small loop at the end of it, which we'll use afterwards. But for now, we're just going to leave the left foot on the floor. We're going to take the right up right below the balls of the feet. So not at the arch, not on the toes, just right below. And as we stretch that leg, we make the arms long and the shoulders against the floor. And we push that thigh towards the front of the room. And as you do that, you engage that hamstring. Now take both belts in the right hand. And as this right leg moves out, let the left knee move out so that you form a V shape. So try to kind of feel stable and even on your sacrum, on that lower back. Okay, Anna?
Got it. Yeah. No.
Okay. And just so kind of feeling balanced a little bit there. And letting that open up the groin area a little bit, stretching all of that. And now bring this up to the center and let that left leg go long against the floor and then let this twist over the other leg. So that's quite an intense stretch, right, Adriana?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is indeed. And you can let that bottom foot go where it wants to, so you don't have to worry about keeping that up. But you get an intense stretch along the side of the leg, the IT band.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think I've ever felt
hand.
that before.
I know. The IT band
one.
is always like, people take notice bring that up. Take the belt in both hands now. Now let this slide down. As you slide your hands down the belt, let the legs slide down. And now lift it up, bringing the elbows out and let the back open up. So let your elbows go wide, yep. And just let that open up that back of the knee, which can be really tight, right? Breathing into that. And now release that down, bring that foot up to the floor and take the left one up. So we lengthen the arms, letting that be against the shoulders, against the floor as much as possible. Yeah, and just letting that stretch. And now take both belts in the left hand and let that left leg move up as the right knee moves away, just creating a little V shape. Good. Come back up to center. Let the right leg go long with the toes up and the heel centered, and let that move. And now you can let your bottom leg slide a little. Let it turn to the side. So again, we're getting that nice stretch, plus we're getting the twisting action as well. We get a kind of a double dose here. And then bringing that back up, take it in both hands, let it go down to the floor. And bring it back up and open up that other knee, that left knee. Yeah, beautiful. And now try bringing both feet up. Walk your hands up so they're hip distance apart, the feet. And then press the feet up. And as you press them up, press the thighs forward and press the feet out against the sides of your belt. So we get a lot of action going on in the legs. And now let your belt come down and bring your hands behind your thighs. Just straighten those legs. Bend and come in the middle and then to the outside and happy baby. Just rock it. Very good. Bring the feet down. And then just come up on your mat and just have your legs. Actually, we're going to do a little on the side. So let's roll to our side. Like this. So we're going to bring our belt to the front. You're going to need that little loop on your belt. We're going to lay down here, and we're going to lengthen the arms. And first, we're going to lift both feet together up off the floor. So just kind of balancing there with the feet together. And then let that come down and come up on your elbow for a minute. And then take the top, your loop on your belt there, and put it around your foot, again, near the balls of the feet, and then let that come up and open up. So just kind of, you can come down on your arm, you can do it, or stay up, whatever feels good to you. So you feel a nice old hip opening. Now remember too, as we work the hips are where we store a lot of our emotions. So if you find your hips are particularly tender one day, you may give that some thought. And then bring that down to the ground and release that loop and just come up and sit like this so that you have one leg facing behind you and one is at your inner thigh. And sitting as straight as you can here with your spine, bring that back foot around and place it on the other side. And then as you do that, turn towards your bent knee and just twist. So taking a breath. Nice twist. And now try to come into see how you can do with this, with just kind of bringing one knee over the other leg and moving the legs apart. So this is something I'm still working on. So we just keep at it. Yep. And then uncrossing that, let's come down and just do the other side. So let's come down long on the body, stacking the feet, and then just lifting those feet up off the ground. Taking a breath. Few breaths. And then letting that come down and get your belt and throw your loop around your foot there. Lasso your foot and then bring that up there. And you can either come up on your arm or down, whatever you like. Make sure you don't grip your belt so that you're not damaging your hands while you're doing this. So just get that nice opening in the hip. Beautiful. And then bringing that leg down, releasing that loop, come up to the other side so that we're sitting this way. And now swing that back foot around to the other side, sit tall, and move towards the bent knee. And then try coming forward. You can whatever you can. If this isn't a possibility, always honor your body. Don't worry about it. And then releasing. Let's come up. Let's take the blankets off for just a minute, Adriana. Set that at the top. And then we'll come here to the table. And we're just going to begin to rotate the hips a little. And then go the other way. So one of the things we do in yoga is to move the body in many different. And then coming back to table and just wag. Now bring the hands forward just a little bit so you're at the top of your mat. They're still under your shoulders, so I shouldn't have put it that way. Move so you move your feet back there. And then come on into plank pose. So coming into plank pose and just keeping your vision like right in front of your mat, not looking straight down. And see if you can do a side plank. Now you can always drop your back leg like this, or you can come up on the side. So whatever way you like. Come back down, move to the other side. Good. Keep the hip lifted and then come back down. And now come down into chaturanga, elbows at the side. Push up into cobra. Nice lengthening of the spine and good for the kidneys. And then come back into child's pose. And just rest the head. And then let's walk the hands forward of the shoulders this time. We make sure the index fingers are either parallel or outwards and are not turning in like this. We tuck the toes the same distance as the hands, and we come up into downward facing dog. Now point your fingers, your toes in a little, like pigeon toes, and then alternate the heels. So we're just kind of shifting back and forth on the hips. And then coming into plank pose, and then to child's pose. And just rest. So, we'll just start here and we'll just come up on the toes, inhaling and exhale. Again. Again up. Inhale round. Exhale. Okay, well, we're going to come back down to the floor. Again, Adrienne, you can just leave the blanket. Let's just come right down to a seated position. Yeah. Bring the hands up. Bring the the ring finger and the thumb together in the rabbit. Mudra brings us energy down. Do one Om inhale. I'll just read a quote. Grace fills empty spaces, but it can only enter where there is a void to receive it. And it is grace itself which makes it. Bring the hands. Press the pinky and the thumb together and raise the hands up, separating the fingers in the middle, bringing it the lotus blossom above the crown of the head, and allowing it to fill with wisdom. And then we draw that down and bring that into heart center. And we bow the busy, thinking, intelligent, intellectual mind. Born to. May the long time sun shine upon you. All loves. Oh, I messed up. I've got to back up a little bit, Liz. What
Yes.
can I do? I didn't realize I had 1 minute left, and I went into kind of.
No, it's okay. So,
Can I go back to the start of the Shavasana thing?
yeah.
Sorry, guys.
You're fine. How do you want to do this?
We're
Okay.
gonna just we're gonna get a shot of her.
Yep.
And you're gonna start the shot. That's okay.
Are you gonna
You
say?
can even if you get a tighter shot, like just a, and then get on her, and then we'll start on the wide.
Maybe I should put our blankets down like I always do, or just continue. I usually have a ritual, and
So right when you pick up the stuff and you go to sit down and grab the paper, right? That's when the Shavasana starts, right? That's when you would have had mark.
well, normally I lay down for a while, but I panic because in a minute I don't. I'm off my ritual.
Yeah, no, we can just start with the blanket. That's more
Let's put the
comfortable.
blanket down. Yep. Nope.
No, we got it, buddy. Thank you.
Not at all.
That's where I am.
Yeah.
And I think that we'll be okay anyway. It's so much better.
All right, where do you want me though? Laying
I
down?
want you to come lay down.
Okay.
I don't usually come to see it until the end.
Okay. Okay.
So come back now to the rise and the fall of your breath. So we come back now to the rise and the fall of it. Noticing the inhalation. Allowing your concerns to move away, to stay away, just enjoying these few moments of peace. We envision that beautiful white light above the crown of the head, allowing that to saturate the body. Allow all of the back body to soften into the floor. Allow yourself to feel cradled by the earth and supported by the earth. And now we'll roll to the side and just rest there a moment. With the feeling of acceptance and surrender. And then gently will come to seated position. With the eyes closed, we'll bring the ring finger and thumb together in the Ravi Mudra, bringing us energy and balance. And we'll do one Om, inhaling down. Om. bow the busy, thinking, intelligent, corporate mind to the more intuitive wisdom of the heart. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, Adriana.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mar.
Welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
End it right there for the weekend.
Very nice finish.